No one yet. Driving back from Atlanta, and it's a little after 3 o'clock, so I figured I would stream for a couple minutes. See if any of you guys want to say hey. So let's give it a few minutes, see if anybody comes in. If not, that's okay. It's 3:20, so I missed my stream time by 20 minutes. What's up, brother?
You could be doing a Q&A or something.
Yeah, I should put that in the title. Oh, it's driving. Guillermo says, oh. He says, oh, it's driving. 3 words that together make no sense.
Is he calling you a hoe?
Apparently.
Or am I the hoe because I'm driving?
The hoe is driving.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to call her that, Guillermo.
Only Mary's allowed to call me that.
Yeah. Guillermo, you're infamous. You better watch out. I didn't like it rather try to let you go. Who? I meant to say who. Who is driving? Kristen's driving.
And me.
The hoe.
The hoe.
What's happening here? I was awake until 4 a.m. last night at the, both of us were, at the, working on the film. Where's the quad tent? No quad tent. Quad bag? Guys, I know I told you guys I was going to build this with you, but, I'm still gonna build this with you guys. But I really quickly threw this together, just in case there was any need on the film set for it. I took apart the 4-inch and I just dropped the entire 4-inch squid into this. And I put the and the 4-inch rig had the Brother Hobby 2004s. And so yeah, I wanted to do this as an experiment to see how light I could make a Cinework. And I think this is about as light as you can go. I mean, I guess we could go down to the X-Nova 1804s, but I would rather have the 2004, especially for these 5-blade props. So the 5-blade props are on here because they are the only duct, like props made for ducts that are T-mount. I really wish the Gem Fan 3-blades were T-mount. I farted and it stinks. I apologize.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not going well.
okay.
But inside a can of beer. Oh, there it is. It's gonna get worse. The audio is gonna get much, much worse.
Just let it happen. Wait.
Oh,
Just get it out.
You can almost see the green of hair. So yeah, this like zero tuning flew completely fine, and then it had some bobbles, so I cranked up the P&D gains by about 10 to 15, and it's damn near perfect. The all-up weight, shit sticks. I think I posted it on the Instagram. I don't think is the yeah, you got it, CDK. Yeah, 478 with a 4S 850, and it seems to run for 3-ish minutes with the 4S 850, which I don't know, it's pretty good. It would be nice to have a little bit more runtime. I do have a 1000 mAh 4S, and I have a couple of 6S batteries. I have a 550 and a 650, I think 6S. And I set this guy up in beta flight with 3 different pin profiles, 4S, 5S, and 6S, and so it scales the throttle down so it doesn't light the ESC on fire like the Acrobrat did. When I had it set up with 1 million kV, with 1 million RPM, whatever. So yeah, did the stream pause a minute ago when I went looking up the picture out of curiosity? So yeah, it's really good. It's the only thing I think I'm gonna end up getting like a what's up Village Chapel? I think I'm gonna end up getting a this doesn't seem like a super durable Cinewook. Like I'm surprised at how durable it actually is, but I mean Kebab really did remove a good amount of material on this thing to keep the weight down. So I'm assuming that it's not going to be all that durable. The other thing I'm worried about is these ducts. These are the cloud ducts, and like here's a so mounting point here with a little brass insert collar thing, and then two other mounting points here. So like I feel like if I hit this thing really hard on the front, it's gonna crack this duct. Although these ducts are shockingly like strong. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe this little lip, in theory, this little lip will make this duct pretty strong. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna end up getting. I really like the ones that the top plate. Flies so much better now. I almost read that. Cinema are so fragile. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna end up getting like the Taycan. Basically, one of the ones that has carbon fiber on the top and on the bottom of the duct. Those seem like pretty much indestructible, and I just want to go like banging it through trees and bouncing off branches and shit like that. This one I think will get a lot of use, especially because it's a lot quieter and lighter. But this isn't going to be one that I bash the shit out of, which I don't know. If I can't bash the shit out of it, I feel like I'm not going to use it all that often. But we'll see. Just don't crash, yeah. Tubbs nails and the props are still protected. Yeah, so we'll see. I haven't crashed it yet, but I've only flown 3 batteries. What's up, Ken Hill? How are you, man? So yeah, I'm happy with 5 hours, Gary. We just left. We just left Charleston.
It was too nice in Charleston to not stay.
Yeah, it was awful hot down
It was
here.
hot.
Right. So it's just too hot. It's just too fucking hot to live there. But yeah, I'm digging this thing. I'm pissed that I took so long to build it, but nice CTK. Yeah, a little bit more tuning and it'll be good. I think what the plan was, I bought Kebab's 2304s, and I didn't put them on because, again, the squid was all put together, so I just transferred the squid from the 4-inch frame to this one, so I just said screw it, left these motors on. Now that I see how low the all-up heat is, though, on this, I think I'm going to hold on to those motors for the heavier one, for the heavier cinema. It just makes more sense to have those on there. So I think these motors might actually stay. Yeah. We'll see. Exit only.
Ow.
Chris is trying to kill us, guys.
No, good.
So yeah, I can't wait to fly this thing some more. And then here is the high speed rig. I have gone back to 5-inch props on this. I tried. So these are the Cineglide arms. Here, hold on. Give you guys a better view of them. Oh god. Yeah. So these are the Cineglide arms, which is why they're dead cat. And these arms will clear the 5.5-inch prop. So this is a 5-inch prop on here. Look how much clearance there is. And then prop to prop distance, right? We got some good clearance. And then up in the front, we've got good clearance. So yeah, you can run this on 5.5-inch props. The HQ 5.5-inch props suck donkey balls. The Dow 5544 5.5-inch props are not quite as well balanced, and they're impossible to find. And the Gem Fan 5552 5.5-inch props are very heavy. These motors are big. These are Brother Hobby 2507 1850s. And yeah, they're big. Gary Higgins says, I bought a Lethal Conception Bando Killer frame. What do you think? Have you seen it? But what stack would you advise me? And YouTube makes the comments go away before I've read them. There we go. What stack would you advise trying to figure out which one I want and going to success? Gary, I am a big fan of Acon stuff right now. So, and oddly enough, Brad McManus FPV sent me a big box of stuff for the giveaways, and in that box was that frame. That's I didn't realize that's Tom's. Then you wouldn't be able to hear me, Tommy. That's Tom's FPV frame. I had no idea there's a big old box on the top of it. I'll hold the quad out the window, and the lights will power up. Oh wait, no. Hold on. That was the cinema. I've never done this with the cinema. Oh God! All right, there we go.
Oh.
I'm just gonna hold it out a little bit. I don't have to worry about the prop. Oh wow! So it should. I wonder if will it run the LEDs? I think I have to have a battery plugged in for it to run the LEDs. Wow, they can go fast in a hurry. Oh, it's so hot out. Fuck this in like 1 second. I'm only holding it like a little bit out the window. Alright, I'll do it with the depth release. Don't do this. It's much scarier.
Guys, it sounds delightful in this car right now.
Okay, alright. Close it.
Oh, sorry.
Careful.
Yeah.
Careful.
Woo. You're running a little baby. Oh my God. That was terrifying.
I get the window.
Oh, you got the prop. Or you didn't. Okay. Alright.
Bye. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Okay, hold on, ready? Wait, no, hold on. Hey, Double A, what's up? Alright, ready? Do the LED. Is that cool? Weird guy, man. Weird guy. Alright, enough of this nonsense. Holy Christ, it's hot as shit here already. Alright. Sorry, I'm charging batteries. That's weird that it's weird that the Cinemook doesn't do that. The Cinemook has a different brand. It's got Flywoo. It's got Flywoo LED, arm LEDs. Strange. Joseph asked, initial thoughts on the Ghost system. Bardwell's testing looks like it's kind of the shit. So yeah, I'm very hopeful. I'm gonna wait for the first run. I was gonna get it on the first run, but it's just I think they hit the window, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I'm just gonna wait for the first run to go out. I just try to always let the first run go out if there's any issues. But yeah, I'm getting on that ghost train. What else? I have to poop. That's not going well. But I can probably hold it.
We have to get gas.
We have to get gas anyway. What else? I don't know what else. What else is there? What else? What other things are happening in the world? Let me see if I missed any super chat. Gary Higgins, the other thing I'll say about that frame is Brad flew that frame for a while, and he really liked it. The only thing that he didn't like about it is what I pointed out to him. Yeah, careful with flying over concrete. And I don't know why they called it Bando Slayer when there's like almost no. So if you can get T2 arm guards, that'll give you a little bit more motor protection. And yeah, I would not have that. This doesn't make a great Bando killing frame if you're going to smack motors on Bando concrete. Other than that, though, good frame. A lot of pieces to that frame too. I took it out of the box and I was going to like just kind of piece it together, and I got very confused, and I just said no. It's a giveaway frame. There's literally no reason for me to piece this together. Put it back in the bag. Box. So yeah, somebody on a giveaway, on an upcoming giveaway will win that. CiottiFPV says, hey, deal. What's up, Dark? How are you, man? Driving back to Atlanta, 5 hours. So, we're going to take a look here. There. Private Island is here. What's up, dude? 661FPV is a potato. He says, my name is 661 and I'm a potato. That's what the road looks like that we're driving down. Very boring.
A lot of nothing.
90 miles on this road. Road trip with CiottiFPV, this is an iced chai. This is an iced chai with no coffee in it. So like a clean chai, not a dirty chai, is pretty much the maximum amount of caffeine that I can have before my asshole just turns fucking goo.
That's lovely.
Really lovely. Like corn. I want to go fly it. I have like 100 charged batteries.
Did we see any cool?
I would almost rather just go straight home. I just want to go home and go to fucking sleep. What's up, Chris? We were, we worked on this movie yesterday from 4 p.m. until 4 a.m.
It was not supposed to be till 4 a.m. either.
Yeah, we were supposed to wrap at 1, but yeah, it's pretty normal. It's pretty normal on a smaller production to just get completely lost in the. It's just very hard to plan a shoot because there's always 101 fucking problems. Yeah. So yeah, I mean it was fine, and it's always worth it. It's hard work, but it's very rewarding, and the people that are willing to do it are super cool. And yeah, it's just a really good time. If you guys ever get a chance to do like prep stuff on films, like just running around with the light stands, do it. It's great fun. You'll meet amazing people, and you'll learn. You also learn a lot from osmosis. Just kind of being around those people, you will learn a shitload about how it kind of works. And for us as pilots, that we need to do that shit. Like we need to know how movie sets work because they're starting to figure out the shit that we can do in the places that we can put cameras. So I don't know. I'm very hopeful that moving forward, more and more and more, there's going to be a demand from content makers for us, and that'll be pretty cool because it's skilled work and it should pay really well. Right now, drone pilots make thousands of dollars a day. I think
they do.
I'm sorry, no, hundreds of dollars a day.
They can make up to, depending on the year.
Minimum, absolute minimum. So yeah, could be an interesting future for all of us because there's not many of us that actually know how to fly these kinds of things. Private Island says my wife just begged me to put it on so I can see it too. What private? What are we? What am I putting on? The road? The road? Is that what you want to see? It's the road. It's very roady. And since we're in South Carolina, it's also very straight.
And not kept well.
Yeah, the roads in South Carolina are a fucking joke. Here are my car rules right here. Very important. Because my stomach is shit. Gotta keep them nice and close. Just in case, I eat food. And then it turns my intestines to goo.
We had such a good lunch.
I redid the stickers on my bag. Look at this. So I've always had trouble finding stickers to fit this little indentation and this little indentation in this bag. And then I realized that the pretty fly stickers fit perfect. They don't it's correct. This is the F, so it's correct when you're looking at the bag from this angle, but every other angle it's not really correct. But who cares? There's the holographic sticker, and then there's the selective sticker. private eye and says, no, I meant that my wife is now not wanting to miss your streams either. Oh, nice. That's very cool of her. She's officially in the collective.
What's funny is the filmmaker that we do stuff with, she's also a streamer, right?
That's true.
Shell Stream?
That's true.
Yeah.
Chris got his BMC stickers too. Good stuff. Very cool. God damn it, chat, stop going away. Fuck, man. Chris Barrett says, I wonder what Steve got money-wise for that two-try car burnout shot that he posted behind the scenes video on last week. Yeah, he's probably making decent money to come out to do stuff. No, stop. And there it is. And at least $1 million. I quit that one. Alright. You think that road is more right? 16 from Macon. Yeah, most of the doors down here are the opposite of horrible. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah. So I forgot to finish my thought. So yeah, the high speed rig is back on. With these 2507 brother hobbies. Yeah, these props are amazing. The 5552s, they're like another gram and a half heavier. They're just a little heavy. Like you have to start cranking the P games up in order to really control them. So and especially on this setup with the front arm dead catted, the pitch axis doesn't have a lot of authority, right? So we've got a big heavy camera on the pitch axis, and then we pulled the front arms in, and so on the pitch axis, very bouncy. You have to keep adding more 5 on the pitch game, and then like start running out of headroom. The motors are starting to get heavy on this 55, 52 props. So yeah, I think these 51, 52s are about as much as you can go to really have this set up like freestyle ready. And thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it, man. Private on says Debbie got a fortune cookie the other day. Said no way. Said you can depend on and trust the collective.
Whoa.
That is fucking hysterical. You can depend on the trust of the collective.
That's a fine fortune cookie.
Man, they knew. But yeah, I'm really happy with this rig on these 5152s. Garrett Higgins says, what T-motor should I get? What's the rest of the build? Depends on everything else, prop size, what you want to carry, what your payload going to be. Is it going to be a Hero 8, a Hero 7, a Section 5? Yeah, depends on everything. But this setup is pretty good. And for the shoot, if I'd been able to fly, I knew it would have been for some slow speed stuff. Gary says no GoPro. So for slow speed stuff, you don't want 30 degrees up tilt, which this mount is set up for. So a really cheap, really easy hack is to just get big long screws for the top here. And then here's the trick. If you do this without these, you're just going to rip the PPU, right? So you need these little aluminum long heads kind of small. The end of the screw a lot bigger, so it doesn't rip the PPU. So you've got to put one on you also have to put one on the bottom. If you don't put one on the bottom, you might as well not even do it. So this is what you really do need if you don't rip the PPU mount. It's sensitive to the GoPro. So you need the bottom, the top, and then these are just 5mm standoffs. So yeah, a couple of 5mm, or if you want to be even slicker, a single 10mm. But what I like about running 2 of the 5mm is that it makes changing this angle very easy. So like, I think that this is roughly 15 degrees. So if I wanted more than that, like if I wanted like 22 degrees, I could just use one, right? Just use one of these little 5mm spacers. So yeah, I have a little kit. It's like one of those tiny little clear these box things that like 20 by 20 like controllers come in, and I just have a couple of long ass screws, a bunch of these little washers, and a bunch of these 5mm standoffs. And with that one little kit, I can convert a couple quads with 30-degree CPU down to like 15 or 22-ish. Yeah, it works really, really well. So keep a little kit like that in your bag. And I think on this one, this single, yeah. So yeah, it's a really configurable little kit that gives you a lot of options and can really help out in a bind. So chat coming through. Let me look at okay, so motors, if you're not going to be carrying a GoPro, you don't have to go all that big. You could go with like a 2205 or even a 2206 and keep the weight down and still have something that is like lightning. Are you going to do like a run cam hybrid to get some HD, or is it just like no HD at all? Like I mean, for me, a non-HD means it's a racing rig. So yeah, 2205, 2206, they'll feel like red hot fire on a rig that's not carrying a GoPro. So that's definite. You can definitely go with those and sort of keep the weight down. Or if you want something that down the road you can put a GoPro on, just get like a 2306. I would. I mean, if you want to spend just run freestyle fiber one, yeah. I mean, if it's never going to get a GoPro, you can get a race frame and you put weight down, and yeah, it'll fly really, really well. I would actually maybe do that. It's up to you though. If you don't want problems, then don't go with a race frame. If you want a little less profit view, just build like an alien style frame, like the Glide or something like that, and you'll get a little less profit view. So yeah, a couple different options for you there. Hopefully that usually really helps. Let's see, I saw Eager the Ham says doing iGal with a 65mm crush lift, Beta F41S on the 0802 20500 good resolution smooth play. What are the biggest things to know? Just remember owned by like one person or maybe two people at the most. So be like triple careful with it. I've got a couple scars on my right hand from quads going crazy on butterfly because since it was such a small team working on it, they didn't update all the targets, and the target that I was using had like deep buried issues. And even though I'd set everything up correctly in butterfly, it went crazy as soon as I arced it. So just be super, super, super careful and just assume that your quad is a hand grenade, as we should always. But yeah, just be really, really, really careful. And that's about it, really. It's pretty similar. I mean, it's all it is made of plate with some couple changes, basically. But yeah, you should be good. I've heard there's a lot of interesting stuff on plate. Vertigo says, do you have earpods? The mic should be better because I can hear you. I don't. They're just too expensive. Mark Lawford's here. What's up, Mark? Gary Higgins says, what's better? Is there any reason at all to get single ESCs over a 4-in-1? In my opinion, no. You could make the argument that individual ESCs are cheaper to replace when one of them goes, but Acon ESCs, 4-in-1 ESCs just don't fail. So down in the description, I have affiliate links to the gear that I personally run. In there, you'll find the Acon 30x30 ESC and the 20x20. They're really fantastic. I would definitely recommend those. And then for your flight controller, the Talons are okay. The Talon F7 and F4s are okay. They are 20x20. So if you're wanting to stay 30x30 for everything, I don't have to bring any headphones. I totally forgot that these have a microphone on them.
Oh, those are those. Yeah.
Oh, good call, bro.
Smart.
I only really ever use these for as headphones, which is why I didn't even think of the fact that.
The mic part.
Yeah.
I always do it for calls. Like.
Oh yeah.
That's why I want to keep AirPods or something for myself. I told you I want like the Amazon knockoff one.
Yeah.
All right, so that should be a little bit better because that's on.
I just need them to tell you.
I want to make sure that this guy doesn't rub on the seatbelt because that'll definitely make noise. All right, there we go. So that should be a lot better for you guys. Gary Higgins has been cutting the grass all morning. That sounds absolutely abysmal. Village Chapel says single ESCs are like developing black and white 35mm film. It's good to know how to do, but not for every build. The other thing that's a pain in the ass about the individual ESCs is that if you get prop strikes, they can break the ESC, and that was why I originally didn't go that direction. I like immediately went to all-in-ones. Steve Mayer says found Emu Flight to reduce oscillations and give me cooler motors. Modular running 2S300 mAh carrying 360 Go. Start with the stock and look up some of the presets and tweak from there. And no, I'm not going to hold it up like this. That's too much. That's ridiculous. You can eat me. Yeah. I've heard that about Emu Flight. The filter is a little bit. I mean, it basically filters more than Betaflight 4.2 on RPM filters and the dynamic notch. So that is why Todd Speck says Ciotti is one of a kind. Cool seeing your wife. You made her day, Todd. So yeah, basically here's the easiest way to think about it. Kebab and a lot of folks over there with the toothpicks are going back to 3.5 to 7 to get more filtering. It also gives you more latency. So the latency, and so it gives you more latency in the system, within the software, firmware, whatever you want to call it, itself. Within the system is bad for things like prop wash hand. So because more filtering means more internal latency in firmware. So more reduced mid-throttle oscillations, reduced just general bad behaviors which really helps rigs like Tiny Whoops and Micros, which have issues with that shit. Freelojo just got in and can't remember how to reduce mid-throttle oscillations on Betaflight. Bunch of different ways. Degain is one, more filtering is another. For me, I prefer to look at the hardware, check for motors that are banged up, out of balance, try different props, look for on the Patreon page. There's I've got a post called Troubleshooting Hot Motors. It's everything in there. That process, that step-by-step process, is the order of operations that you want to go through in chasing that down. So yeah, different ways to solve that problem. I try to solve it with hardware and things like smoother running motors, so that I have more headroom and so that I can put a more aggressive PID tune on there. If you don't have the budget to go buying, one of every micro motor so that you can sit there and spin it with your fingers to figure out if it's notchy or not, then you can, switch to Emu Flight, switch to 3.5.7. The prop wash performance is still really good. It's just as good as the prop wash performance in Flightwino or Flight 1. So yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just not as good as Betaflight 4.2. Betaflight 4.2, if you can get a good mechanical system that doesn't have a lot of vibrations, nothing can touch it. And even if you do have hardware that's producing more vibrations, if you're willing to spend the time, and especially if you've got a flight controller with black box, 4.2 will blow anything else away. Mainly because the RPM filtering is very unique in that it specifically, the fact that it can read the RPM is kind of game changing, because then it can very specifically isolate vibrations that are in the motor bell or prop, and being able to just target that specific frequency on the fly, that's a big deal. That's why if I'm half a mile out and one of 3 blades of a propeller explodes and goes away, I can fly home, because as soon as it happens, that motor's RPM is being sent to the ESC and up to the flight controller, and it can see, oh my god, at this range of frequencies there's a huge spike, and it can put a harder filter there. I've flown back 20, 30 times now with just deformed, mangled props or an entire blade missing, and the motors barely get warm. It is just incredible. Yeah. But it takes a little tuning. It takes a little bit of work. You got to go in and you got to first reduce the amount of filtering, because when you turn the RPM filters on, it is over filtered, and then you just got to spend a little bit of time kind of bouncing back and forth. And yeah, and Emu Flight has very unique things like the half angle mode thing, where the I guess it's the pitch doesn't return to center, doesn't angle mode, but everything else does. So yeah, there's some really cool stuff in Emu Flight for sure. Philo says, it's got kind of notchy RCN power, 1880 kV motors on 4S. Yeah, any motors that are notchy are going to give all the firmware issues, but yeah, it kind of is what it is. The notchiness is a sign of reliability. No, it's not. It's a sign of power. The notchy motors can make a shitload of power, but I would rather have less power and a better tune. But that's just me. All right, it's been 40 minutes. That's a lot.
We have to get gas.
We have to get gas soon. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern. We'll do some giveaways, and we'll eat some ass, and we'll drive fast. So I'm going to leave you with that. Drive fast, eat ass. Goodbye. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 10. Be good. Pray for me. 4 more hours. Yeah, 5 more hours. 4. Bye-bye! How do you stop streaming on the phone? Oh, you push this button. And remember, never give up! Oh, and the other thing I was going to suggest for that 5-inch build are the T-Motor Velox motors. If you want cheap motors, F40 Pro 4s, if you're cool spending $26 a motor. Those are my favorite 5S motors. F40 Pro 4 or the Velox 2306s. Goodbye! Weirdo with a skateboard just got here. Goodbye!